Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name's Dean and this is Locksmith Services. Now, I've been debating whether to do a video like this for ages, but I feel like it's one that is going to be actually interesting for a lot of people. So I'm going to do a van tour. So let's flip the camera around, show you my van and show you the inside and out and why I love it so much. Let's get on with the video. Okay, so here is my van, as you would have seen featured in all my videos. It's a MAN TGE and this is the 3.180. And it's the four-wheel drive van and it's an automatic, so it's a 2-litre bi-turbo engine, and the 0.180 is 180 horsepower. And then as you can see here, if we go up close, it's the 4x4 version with the automatic gearbox inside. So there's two height options, or there's three actually. The standard height option ends above the doors. However, unlike transits, these are taller, so you wouldn't be able to fit into a height restriction anyway, which is why we left it at the H2 height, because it means we can stand up inside, and the length of it is actually 80 centimetres longer than a transit anyway, on the basis that it's a long wheelbase, because this is the standard size of the vehicle. You can't get any shorter. And I didn't realise how long it was until I went into Jonathan's van and he was like, yours is really long. And I got in his and I was like, yeah, it is. So it's hard to give away on camera, but it's quite a long van. Options we did for this was firstly the paint. A lot of people think this is a wrap. It's dirty, forgive me, but this is a paint. We went through loads of greens and decided this was the best option. So a lot of people think it's painted, but it's not. The wheels we painted them black, but we went for the hubcaps rather than alloys because they would just get scratched up, wouldn't they? So there's no point doing that. Lights, upgraded these lights. It's hard to come across on camera because obviously it's daytime and the lights aren't coming on. Maybe if I open the door it might do, I don't know, we'll see. You can get these painted, but again that's more of a cost option, and again I just feel like people are going to crash into me, so why would I want to do that? And then I got my number plate at the front. I don't think there's much more options on the outside other than, we'll go around to the back here. We got the step done because it doesn't protrude much more than the standard finish does anyway, and it just makes it easier just to get in. Parking sensors all round, got a reverse camera at the top there, and yeah, I think that's it for the exterior, other than the wrap really, which annoyingly is peeling in some places, which is a bit of a shame because the van's 3.5 years old now, just over 3.5 years. I'll jump on the inside and we'll give you a tour of the cab area. So what you'll notice if you're into VWs or anything, MAN is owned by the VW group, or the VAG group I should say. So the interior is very much Mark 7.5 Golf. Door card here, all I've got is duffels and TSS books, and then some Which booklets here, where you're supposed to give them to customers asking how you did. I never do that, not anymore. I feel people have to fill this in and then post it. Nobody's going to do that anyway. And then simple. Got first aid kit, which I've just dropped on the floor, and then we got our emergency triangle. Rubber mats inside, just because I think they're going to last a bit better and not wear as much. Triple seat, like most vans, this middle seat can come down and be a little spacious area, but I don't like that. I like my space. And I'll go around to the other side of the door and we can see the driver's side. Okay, so driver's side, if you really care that much, I've got a few pens in here, moisturiser, tissues, receipts, paperwork. Got my card, business cards here, a load of business cards. I noticed there's someone who is a YouTuber who uses this logo as his company logo. There's my old van, by the way, the Vivaro, which lasted 2 years before it just broke. I see a lot of people, and someone on YouTube use this as their business logo. It's actually a Vistaprint logo, so legally I don't know where people actually stand with using that, but I've seen someone use it on their van, a blue one, locally to me, and then on another channel. There's some de-icer there. I have this button here, which is massage seats, and I can adjust my weight here. So it's set about 84, I think. So this seat has like the suspension you'd get in a lorry, so you got your airbag there. So if you're leaning around corners, it keeps you, you know, on your feet as such. You're not leaning as well. But yeah, massage seat is absolutely beautiful. Comes out down here. We step in. Got the infotainment screen. So this is 7.5-inch wireless Apple CarPlay. I've got lock the back, windscreen, heated steering wheel, and then stop start off, heated seats for passenger and then myself. The light in the back, have a light switch in the back, turn that on and off, and the lights will come on, parking sensors, traction control off, which obviously I've never used, and then I just have my USB-C wireless MagSafe phone charger, and then here's the steering wheel. So the new ones that I've just released have full digital cockpit and a new screen. They look absolutely amazing. But yeah, I'm really happy with this van. Love the automatic. I'm used to automatics, to be fair, although obviously I drive manuals, but all my cars are auto. Got a Defender and then a Tesla, and they're both autos. So I think that's it really for the cab of the van. I'm going to get my camera out and we'll switch to POV and take a look in the back doors. Okay, so here we are. We'll open the back doors and have a look at what's inside the back of my van. Van keeps locking. I don't know why. This time of year it seems to just lock itself a lot, and if I leave my keys in, I'm screwed. I think water's definitely getting in somewhere or something. However, it's under warranty. I'm gonna probably just ship this off as soon as the warranty expires. Get a new one, I deserve it. So here's my toolbox. First of all, I have wood drill bits in here. I have my metal drill bits in here. I have my drill with my lightweight battery, just because I feel like for basic jobs I don't need something so heavy. So this being quite lightweight is really nice to use. GT85, graphite powder. Now I've got a torch. Just all the necessary bits you need for a toolbox, really. Let's not be difficult. Here is my lockout kit. It's changed since I actually made the video. So I've got a Law Lock Tools little piece set here. Really lovely. Love that. Love this set. Salford TPXA 7 and 8. Finally managed to get hold of one. Got it from Salford themselves. Cost a bomb to get over here, but I needed one, and I finally have it, so that's useful to have. So yeah, all those three useful. A bit of GT85 because I always lubricate my locks before picking it. Mark 2 GJ EPG gun, and then just bought a load of new extra blades as well for it. So they're all good. And that is that for that middle case, really. In here, have my mirror for letterbox tools. I can put that through, find what I'm looking for. Is there keys in the door? What we're looking at? Blah blah blah. Hut pick set, Bosch multi screwdriver, which is ratchet, so that's quite nice. Plug spinner, and then these in here are my key extractors, and then I have mortise pick set there that I'll probably never use because I've got my new one, the MLA show as you saw, FB2 keys, bit of mica, and then at the top here, is this Gozo again? I can't remember, but another pick set, which again no need for me to really use. And you can see in there, thumb turn tool in there, and then the Suba latch tools as well. So quick insight to that kit. However, there is a video on the main channel specifically about this if you are interested. However, it is slightly different to that video. So we had some new bits arrive. So that is it for my two main toolboxes, other than my letterbox tool here, which I will show you because it is brand spanking new. So look at that beauty. So I've got new pieces of mica from ALS Lock Tools at the MLA show. and then I got these sent out to me because the old ones were just getting so worn. I never even had a new one before. It was always eBay secondhand stuff. So yeah, this was 100 quid posted, only because I bought 2, and it came with the metal letterbox plate, and it also came with the thumb turn tool, which is in here somewhere. Here's the letterbox tool. So yeah, that is that for this part. This is my workbench area. I only have one key machine on board, which is the Cyclone. I got this for £200 off eBay a couple years back, and it's a great tool to have. I just enjoy using it really. And I don't have our 5-lever or mortise key machine on board for the main reason that it's just so big, it takes up so much space on the workbench. I'll put a clip of it, what it looks like, on the screen now so you can see. Also, that was 3,000 plus VAT, so this has already fallen off the bench once before, and I just don't really want to risk damaging such an important machine like that. Here's a little magnet that I put on the end of my letterbox tool sometimes to go fishing. I went to a job the other day next door to a lady that was locked out, and I think she had a 49er because he tried to mica it for 2 seconds and told it was 180 plus VAT to drill it open, and they'll change the lock. And when he was finished, I said, why did he have to drill it? Oh, the previous tenant put keys for the letterbox. I was like, I could have just got my magnet out and got it for you, you know, but scammers are scammers. I've got a Nebo here, probably doesn't turn on because I've not used it in donkey's years. I love my new Nebo. And then I've got some Makita batteries with our stickers on, custom stickers with name and number, so if they ever get nicked or whatever, they're not the easiest to peel off. And yeah, so I've got plenty of them because I've got all my tools, got my charger plugged in here onto an inverter, so, and then got some Draper basic screwdriver set here, so if I'm on the van doing bits and bobs, I don't need to bring my toolbox back with me, so it's quite handy to have. Got my ladders here, just a little step ladder, and then a big adjustable one that goes 2 stories if I need to climb through a window. Got this in my granddad's house actually. When he passed away, I found it in there. I said to the family, does anyone need this, because you know I could actually use this for work, and it's so easy to compact. Well, Dad has a ladder running the whole way down here, so it's a bit of a pain for him compared. If I drop down here, I don't know what your visibility is really going to be like now, or what the angle is if it's my crotch. Got a Makita Hoover. I've got my die grinder here. This is the second ever bit I've had in like 8 years of having a die grinder. I've got my 458. I think it's is it a 458 this one? 481. The 458 was the previous model. So this is the drill I'll switch to if I need a big boy, heavy duty, you know, slide that in. Battery's low on this actually, need to charge that. So this is the big boy that I use if I'm doing fit from freshes, things like that. But it's the weight of this is so heavy, that's why I love having that smaller little drill there. What else have we got? Angle grinder, pretty simple. Again, all Makita, because then it's all compatible with the batteries. And then I've just got my little light. In here is old screwdrivers and chisels, and then I've got screws, spindles and drill bits. Below, again, don't know how easy this is gonna be for you to see. I'm lying down, got inverter here, and then my battery. Got my new Suba gearbox replacement tool from Jonathan. Got spirit level, got rivets, and then I've got 2 boxes here of screws. I just use these now. Got these from Duffels, by the way. So got my brass screws, and then self tappers. Behind that here, pop this out. We'll have a quick look at this bad boy. You would have seen this on my video that I put up recently. Here's my Suba. We need to get rid of the paperwork. My Suba door adjuster kit for composite doors. I've used it once already. Didn't get to film it because the whole the actual frame wasn't fitted correctly, so I did, you know, it was a bit of a nightmare to do. But yeah, love this tool. When I do get a chance to adjust the door properly and film it, I will ask the customer, can I film it with my new tool? So there will be a video coming eventually when I can do that. And then the rest of the tools here, we've got the advanced window kit, and then we've got the tilt and turn kit here as well, which I haven't used the tilt and turn kit. I mean, I've done the training on it as such when I was fortunately invited down for a little tryout day of all the tools before release. So a lot of the tools that are coming out or have probably come out by the time this video is up, I tested like 6 months ago, which was really awesome. And yeah, advanced window kit, as you can see, use that quite a bit. And yeah, I love this so much. Really appreciate being given some cool super kit. So that is my workbench area as such. I'll flip round here and we'll start off with Euros. So first of all, deodorant in the summer, sorry, it gets really hot, so I try and have a spare bit on board just in case, and for some reason it's always lived up in here. These are my 30-30s. I've got some 35-10s here, sorry, although there is a box for them really now, so they can go in there. And then yeah, most of my Euros, as you see, are Green Techs. I've got some Apex, some Ultians, the new Alps is here. Are these the 6-keyed ones? I think that's why I got these out, because I bought these with 6 keys cut already, which is just handy to have. And what you can do if you want to be like some people is register all these locks to yourself, and then it means people have to come to you for keys. You never know. So yeah, 35-35, 35-45. My light's gone out. Let's quickly turn my light back on. Little switch here. 35-50. Green Tech only make one colour, which is nickel, so I need to get some 35-50 in brass. And then you'll see some odd cylinders here, like this UAP. They will, when they go, that is it, they will go. So yeah, got a variety of cylinders. Need to restock some, as you can see that looks a bit bare in some of them compared to others, but that also shows the most common sizes: 35-35, 45-50, 50-50s. They're the ones that I go through the most. And then below that, rim cylinders. Again, I've got boxes galore of these 5 pins, but I need to get a box of brass out and restock there. I do have some 6 pins that I might just get rid of first. These handles here are all offset handles, so they're going to be, you know, your 92-62s. Again, most of these ones are Miele. However, because I've got about 30 pairs of these left still. However, we have got the Green Tech Alpha, I believe. Are these the Alphas? Yeah. These are such nice heavy duty handles. Good value. I sell them online as well. So I sell a lot of them on my eBay store and things like that, because they're just good quality. So they're all my offsets. I think next time I do, or when I do a giveaway, I think I'm going to give this away, because I just never going to get around to using that. Latches here, you know, your different size latches. Tend to go for eras, ERA, whatever you want to call them, because I just think they're the better ones. I had to pick a couple up for a house we own in Norfolk, and they were like £9 each or something from Screwfix. So I bought it back because I was like, well, 1, I didn't need this in the end, and 2, I might as well sell it. These are my thumb turns that are different sizes, but they're all 1 stars. So you got your 40-40s, 50-50s, 45-45s. Because I have brass and chrome here for just 35-35s, again being the most common. So, and then same here, got some Apexes and some Ultians. However, the Ultian Alps ones that I have, again, come with 6 keys. So that is useful to have. I've got an ABS here, Rogue ABS, so one day that can get fitted too. Load of rim cylinders here that have probably come, mainly Yale, that have come out of when you buy your box of an 89 with a cylinder and you're only changing the 89. So I've got a load of these that I'll need to get around to using at some point. Below here, mainly window handles, some Rogue bits and bobs too. Fab and Fix knob is for a job. Need some more springs in there actually, looking a bit low. Got a load of springs come in recently. All my handles these days are adjustable, you know, universal. However, I got all of these. Then, although they're Window Parts branded, I've not got them from Window Parts. Personally, I try and never spend a penny with them. I think they're just too expensive. So I buy these from the person that supplies window parts, which is quite funny. So they're all branded. However, this is all I've got left. I've already got boxes galore of the Era universals, so I'll be switching to them because I wholesale directly from Era. And then my chisel set, so it's from Shore Build. You can pick these up online for about 65 quid. However, if you actually want a pair of chisels, message me because I can do them cheaper than that. I can buy them in. And that is it mainly for the workbench shelf that is fixed to my my bulkhead. It's just mainly Euros, always has been. It's just the layout we've always gone for because it's probably the most common thing. It's nice to have them all boxed up in the location. Ideally, when they built these boxes, the widths that they made them, for instance, they were like, oh yeah, each gap is always going to be 20 centimeters, and it was like, well, let's make them 15 and get some more boxes in. But only did that on the second van because mine was the first van to get done. Right here, it looks quite tidy but also messy at the same time. First of all, this is my mat I put down. If I'm doing any fit from fresh or stuff that's going to make something messy, it's just easier. So this is probably going to be what my business card will look like when I get through the hundreds I've got left over. I'll move that to one side so we can see all the mix. So these are all full strips, bit of plastic tubing here that I cut down to size, so if people have arthritis we can put a massive bit of tubing on the handle and it gives them so much leverage to lift it up. But yeah, got a lot of strips in here, Milencos, Avocets, Wink houses, got plenty of Wink house strips before we were kind of changing the gearboxes, but it's so easy to do the gearboxes. So yeah, Keywind GUs, some Lockmasters, things like that. But yeah, as you can see, we've got plenty of strips here. There's a Fulex here as well. So yeah, plenty of strips. I feel like in this day and age, if I was to start up locksmithing again, I probably wouldn't buy any strips because I feel like it's very rare you need to do a full replacement. But we will get through them eventually. The other part of me thought, do I take off all the rivets on the Wink houses and then just sell them as gearboxes? But there are times where you do need to do full strips and things, especially when it comes to like the Milencos. Is one I made earlier. So yeah, it's not like you can just swap out the gearbox, things like that. Also, if something's discontinued and you need to put the new version in, it will be. So like, you know, the new GU gearboxes. That's not one, that's not going to help me, but there is a new GU in here somewhere. There we go. You know, if the old one breaks and you need to put a new one in, obviously the old gearbox split spindle is discontinued, so you'd have to put a full strip, so then you would have this. So things like that are useful. Below it, I've got all my Sparta handles. These are all 92s. Short back plate, long back plates, and I've got one of the 203 screw centers for the Yale Asgards, which I absolutely hate. In here, got my Yale keys. I've got some locks, just random bits and bob locks. I carry 2 replacement Era night latches, so if I haven't got the correct one, we've got temporary in there. Got a Rogue bathroom lock here. Some bits and bobs that don't make it to the shelf because they're loose, and then I've got my aluminium locks in there, so your Union Monarchs, things like that, and then a load of key rings which have just come in. So that is that for there. However, these key rings, is this bag open? No, it's sealed, that's fine. However, my key rings I tend to keep in here and then just give out to customers as is. So yeah, that's it for top shelf. Rarely use it. And then these shelves are where like the majority of bits and bobs are. So I've got 3510s. However, these are probably the adjustable cams for your shutters, things like that. So I've got gearboxes here for your windows, some more rim cylinders here that are all Yale, I believe, in here. There's a Green Tech one here. For those of you that ask why I don't use Green Tech rim cylinders, I just feel like they're a little, see, they're just a little bit stiffer than I'd like them to be, so I don't tend to use them. I stick with the ERA. So these are my rim cylinders box that are like what I would use. However, oh no, sorry, these are all the Yale's ones I use. These are all the Rogue ones, so I've got chrome and brass. Got so many bolts back there. key tags. These here are all my sticky discussions for bits and bobs. In here is all your window locks for the windows, so your sash stops. So you screw them in, and the windows won't open up the whole way. Here is all my cams. So again, another box full of just replacement cams, different sizes, blah blah blah. And then behind this one here is Rogue Euro sizes that are thumb turns. So necessarily the ones that I'm not going to use often. And then in here are 5 levers that are loose. So for instance, I've got one here because I had swapped the levers over because I wanted 12 keys. So this I would put in there, and then at least it means they're all separate, they're not going to go missing, things like that. I've got packers here, keeps for 4 rollers, things like that. So show you, here's my packers. Then a load of airbags, but again, don't use airbags much anymore with the new tools that are out. There's no reason to. Loads of oil, GT85, 3 of them, and then some more graphite powder there. And then at the front here we've got some leftover Rogue screws from when my box broke originally. Key rings that I said I'd give out when I do stuff. And then this middle bit here is more toolboxes. So I've got loads of different parts, washers, screws, loads of drill bits, TSS drill bits, spare tape measure just in case I need to measure a gearbox, make sure, strip, make sure it's correct size, tape, wall plugs. Here's my thumb turn tool that comes with the kit, the Suba toolbox, Malenko cams, and then some mica that I've kind of put on the shelf because it's kind of like, retired, but there's no point getting rid of it, it's useful. There's some good pieces in there. Below we've got window mechs, sorry, not window mechs, what am I saying, we've got garage door locks, and then we got the window locks for windows, to screw them down, lock them up if it needs to pass insurance and they don't have proper locks on. These are all my bullet locks for shutters again. And in here we've got a load of spare Rogue spindles, screws, bits like that were in a box there, but I just nice to have them out. 3510s. These 2 are full of scrap, so I actually took this the other day. Is it Kinetica? I can't remember what one these are. Who's this? Find a Locksmith. Who are you? UAP, yeah, Kinetica, I think it is. Took one of these out, so I've never actually played with one of these before. I'm not going to, can't be bothered. So yeah, those are 2 replacement boxes where I've replaced bits and bobs, and that goes into my scrap metal bin. We've got a chain here for chains, pretty obvious, for the padlocks, because I've got quite a lot of padlocks on me, so that's quite handy to have. And then down here I've got a replacement sliding patio door kit. I had 3 of them, I've fitted 2, and I've had this one for probably about 5-6 years, so it's a handy kind of replacement kit. It's a Versa one actually. Oh, there you go, 22. I've had it for quite a while, this one. So yeah, if it ever completely goes, you need to chuck a new one in. I've got a whole kit there to replace it. So that just sits down the side there. And then chain. If someone ever goes, need a chain, I've just got one at least. Speaking of chains for doors, try not to fit them because people always use them for the wrong reasons. Oh, I want it on at night. It's like, well, what happens if you have a fall? Nobody can get in. Sash jammers. And here it's fallen out. The Yale shoot bolts, multi-purpose bolts, so quite handy to have a lot of them on board. They're very popular. Sorry that you can't see all this easily. They're screw-in cylinders. These are some more window stays, hasp staple in there, and rack bolts. Absolutely hate rack bolts with a passion. I think they're a pain in the arse. So yeah, that's the rack bolts. In this box down here is all handles that aren't just standard sizes, so something where I've got some of these real cheapo looking sash handles for doors, and then just bits and bobs that have all been wrapped up. Please don't say these are 203s, because I just fitted a set today of 203s. No, they're Hoppy London. I don't know, I think I ordered Tokyo. If they're... I just have a feeling I could have used these on a job that I had to order parts for, so that's a bit of a waste, yeah. I could have used them, they were the correct size. So, there we go. Had to spend £100 on duffels to get a job done where I had the handles anyway. This box here, I'm not going to get it out. This top one is full of spare parts, like face plates, bits like that. 2 boxes here full of night latches, so you know, all Visipack. I think I mentioned once when Homebase were going bankrupt, we bought all of their night latches, and they're all Visipack because they were off the shelf, so I just left them in these boxes. Padlocks galore in here. I love the iFan Black Forces, so that's what I tend to give to people. Good quality. You can get closed shackle as well if need be. And then down here, just to finish it off, we've got a dustpan and brush, and then a ratchet set, socket set. So that's it for this section. We'll come back up. I know down here, as I was in extension, I had this all one piece for the full strips. Then we've got my letterbox tool here. Moving on from that, we've got a load of gearboxes. So these are just all, you know, you've got Lockmasters, eras down the end there, Fulexes, Furas or Furs or Mine Fura, whatever you want to call them, LG 2000s, Asgards, all sorts. We got them all. And then at the front here, Spenny, I know, got a load of gearboxes that I can't fit in there because I've run out. Really need some more 45 back set wink houses because they're the most popular size. However, they're out of stock at the moment, so can't have them. And then one of these bad boys for patio doors. I'm sure a lot of you are aware. I probably will never use it because I try to avoid doing patio door work. And then these are all keys for the strips that sit up here for the full replacement strips of the era mechanisms. So yeah, and then I do have some that are in here, like the full one here that is completely sealed. So it's a bit bizarre because I was told that the short keys are for 45 gearboxes and the long keys are for 35, which is really irritating because I had a job where the key wasn't long enough, but it was a 45, so what can you do? But hey, that is that. And below that is all my mortise locks. So we got 3 levers here, legs here, and as you can see, got extra keys, so 2, 4, 6, so it means I've got extra keys if people need more. Then the sash lock versions of them. These ones here in the grey boxes are the EasyT Euro specs, and then again load of 3G114Es, 2 110s there, again all different sizes, and then some unions. However, I'm really low on these normally come out to here, so I do need to fill some more up. As you can see, there's not enough there with the extra or cracked out keys. And then some rogue bits and bobs. Again, sash locks that I got from Homebase, the 3-inch leg deadbolts, sorry, the 2-inch leg deadbolts, 3-inch 3K74Es. There's a big bolt, there's a 74E, I think. Yeah, it's a big bolt. And then sash lock version 3-inch of the EasyT Euro spec, because I believe Screwfix bought them or Screwfix just sold them, one or the other. And then further down here, if I get low, is all my night latches. So we've got all our eras. Again, no chrome 193s on board, I don't think. I can see one right there. There is some sizes missing. 6-pin eras, So again, I'm just going to get this, pull it to the front there, carry on. I never really use this shelf because if it's a Yale 84, sorry, Yale 85, Yale 89, I've got loads of them Visi packs. I'm trying to get rid of the Visi pack first. But yeah, got some of them there. Yale BS, simply because I can't fit it in there. And then just loads of random bits and bobs, you know, cases that I'm never really going to get round to using. Outpro cases here for, you know, your screw-in cylinders, but they're latches rather than hooks, so again, not going to be that popular. Key safes here, digi-locks as well. Got big boy key safes here if someone actually wants to spend good money and get a decent quality one. So FB locks, so loads of things here. And then on the bottom shelf is simply the Suba door opening kit. Behind there is the Suba mortise jig. If I slide them across, I've got 4 boxes here. Got some whitewood filler, and then here are my key sets to code for every single key for the Halfords and the fuel suite. So if anyone's got a fuel system, which we get a lot around here in our area that someone's lost a key for it, I have every key there. I know you could probably work it out, or, you know, impression a key, but why would I fucking do that? Got better things to do. So because it gets so many people basically asking, I've lost a key to my fuel, I've just got a whole set made up there. And I mean, a whole set, it was £1 a key, and the job's obviously calling it out is our labour charge. I don't cut them key though, screw that, or give them the key, sorry I should say. This is my bump key set, not that big variety. These are from Seth at Fortress, because these are for green techs. So I've got a green tech set there because you need to work out which pin. It's hard to talk about locks when you're put under pressure like this, but you got to find out which pin is your zero lift pin, and then you use the correct bump key for that. Because if the zero lift is on 5, you put key number 5 in where the zero lift is clearly. Let me see if I can get it up there. So the zero lift pin, as you can see, there is pretty much nothing, so that's where you would use that key. These are the 3 stars. They're the platinum key I did a video of recently. Apex key, sorry, this is the Apex key, this is the green tech, I believe. Yeah, green tech 3-star, WXMs, and then the U series, the older one, and then you've got your bump key itself, and then some other keys. The only ones I ever tend to use really are the Versas. I found bumping an era was easier with a Versa than it was the era key, but an entry is an entry at the end of the day, isn't it? That's all that matters. So that's those 2, and then here is window key set. A bit low on some keys, they're in the basket for SKS, JMA. So yeah, I've got about 100 keys that I need to order, but I don't have money, I'm poor. Paying for all this stuff and then don't use it. Here is my plug, Euro cylinder plug pull. Never used it. I think most people have one of these and never used it. I just feel like there's no reason to. So that's it for those tools. So yeah, I think a lot of people do get carried away. I have got a video out on the channel now, albeit I've not filmed it yet, which is like my Locksmith starter kit pack, because I do feel like people buy tools that they don't need because they feel like they have to. As in my by the way, where my 8-ball is at home, because I'm still practicing using it, so it's in my bedroom at home. But I find a lot of people are buying tools that they don't necessarily need, or feel like they need them, when there's other key points of locksmithing that are more important first. So you know, my opinion is, might be a bit rogue, is I think 5-lever picking is very important, but starting out, a letterbox toolkit is going to come in handy so much more, because it's very rare you're going to come across it, and if you do, pass it on to someone that you know and trust. But yeah, that is it for this video. Hopefully the camera angle came out well, because obviously I can't see this. I think I covered pretty much everything in the van, other than these bits. These are my keys for the cylinders. So I've got green tech, 6-pin, 5-pin, and then universal. That's what our keys look like, made from JMA with the little stickies on. They're quite cool. And then, so yeah, 5-pin, 6-pin, and then the end one here is green tech. My jackets are hanging up there if you really care. And that is everything for this video. This is my van, this is my place of work. I normally have a bin bag in here, but I emptied it to just look good, but there's normally a bin bag full of loads of rubbish. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this van tour. Alright, excuse the mark on my head, because obviously I just had a cap on to film that point of view bit. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully it gave you an insight into what my van is like, my setup. I'm quite fortunate and blessed. I don't want it to come across that I'm trying to show off or anything, because I'm really not. I know people are really intrigued and want to understand a bit more of what a van setup is like for locksmiths, because it's so different. If you can afford and want to splash money on a really comfortable driving van, you know, I've got double armrest, heated seats, massage seat, it's great. But I'll happily be transparent. My van cost me 43 grand, and obviously I had to buy 2 of them, so they're not cheap. However, if you can afford to splash the cash, I had a Vivaro before, which was like 21 grand, so big difference in value. Means I can't buy a house for a couple more years, and I had to sell my pickup truck to go to one vehicle, and then obviously work hard, recoup some funds, and I was able to go buy a Tesla. So I'm very fortunate, but obviously fortunate also comes because I feel like I do work quite hard. And yeah, that's just, I don't know what else to say really. I feel like I do work quite hard. I'm young, got dreams and aspirations, so I'd love to own a house one day. Specifically my granddad's old house around the corner from my dad's. So it's kind of got to keep working, and I feel like posting these videos, although I'm not making any money yet because I've not hit 1,000 subscribers. I might be by the time this is up, I don't know. When I hit 1,000, I actually start getting paid revenue, and that can go towards helping me live a nice life. So yeah, thanks for watching. Any questions, feel free to comment below, or any suggestions too, let me know, and I'll see you all in a video soon. Take it easy.